Everybody, what is going on? We have some big news coming from Disneyland Resort. So they announced yesterday in an email that Disneyland is officially sunsetting their annual pass program. Okay, now I have so many thoughts on this news. Now, if you look at the press release that the Disneyland president released yesterday in that email, there are some things in there that really caught my eye. Now, when he's mentioning the annual pass program, it's always in reference to the annual pass program that we're canceling, right? So the current AP program, when he mentions that we're canceling that or sunsetting it, as they say, he calls it an annual pass program. But do you notice in this press release, every time he mentions the new program, he calls it a membership. Now, in press releases, in corporate press releases, these are carefully worded, carefully crafted documents, okay? So this is not an accident that he keeps calling this new program a membership, okay? So what does that mean? What do I think that means? Well, what I think this means is that they're not going to go based on annual anymore. You're not going to pay whatever amount for an annual pass. I think this is going to be more of a membership, month to month. So very similar to like your cell phone bill, you know, T-Mobile, AT&T, whatever, you pay monthly for the service. And if you stop making payments, they're going to cut your service off, right? Same goes for like a gym membership. You pay monthly, and if you stop paying, you can't access the gym anymore. That's essentially, I think, what's going to happen with Disneyland Resort. It's going to be a monthly payment. It will not expire. And depending on what tier you have, low tier, mid tier, high tier, that's how many days of the year you can go to the park. Okay. It's going to be reservation based. That way they can control the capacity. So let's say you pay the lowest amount, right? You might only have access to 10 days of the year, and you have to reserve, you know, your 10 days, right, online. Let's say you have the highest pass, you pay the most every month, then you might have 150 days a year to go, and you have to reserve any of those days you want on the app or online. Okay, that's what I think we're headed towards. We're heading towards a membership based program, month to month, and depending on what tier you have, that's how many days of the year you'll be able to reserve to go to the parks. That's how many days. That's the system I think they're going to go with. Again, look, you guys, these corporate press releases they're very carefully worded and crafted. It's not a coincidence that this press release, he kept referring to the new program as a membership. That's not a coincidence, okay? He didn't call the current annual pass program a membership. He called the new program a membership. That's very, very telling. So keep your eye on that. Now, another thing that I really want to mention to you guys is this whole notion. I see a lot of this in the Disney online community that somehow Disney doesn't care about annual pass holders because they just don't make money, right? Like, don't make any money from annual pass holders. It's only the out of state and the tourism market where they make any money. Now, this is complete and total hogwash, and I'm really, really tired of hearing this. It's complete nonsense, and Disney has proven with their actions how that is not true. Okay, about a decade ago, I think it was like 2008, 2009, around that time period, Disney introduced monthly payments for the annual passes. Now, if what people are saying is true, and Disney is basically losing money on APers because they're just not spending enough money, then why did Disney double down on APs just a decade ago and offer them monthly payments? Why would Disney want to bring more people into an annual pass program that's losing them money? Makes zero sense, okay? If it doesn't make sense, it's probably not the case. They make money in annual pass holders. They make a lot of money on them, and they make a lot of money on the tourism market, but it's two different things. And my best analogy I can give you guys for this would be the difference between like a tax return or a stimulus check and your bi-weekly paycheck, right? So basically your tax return or like a stimulus check you get from the government like once a year or whatever, that's basically the tourism money for Disney. They get a big chunk of money all at once, but it only happens once a year. It might only happen once every couple of years or once a lifetime, but it's a bigger chunk, but it's all at once. Annual pass holders, though, it might not be as much money in one lump sum, but it's spread out more evenly over the months, and years and years and years. So it's more like your paycheck, right? So yeah, again, it's not going to be as much as maybe your tax return, but it's less money, but it's more sustained over time. So that's the difference, I think, when it comes to Disney and this whole financial situation. Basically, annual pass holders sustain like longevity. They're over a long period of time, they're giving Disney, revenue or what have you. And then these tourists come in like from Japan, Europe, out of state, and they give a huge bulk of money in like 3 days when they stay at the resort. That's more like a tax return. So that's the best analogy that I have. That's the best analogy. Now, both circumstances make money for Disney, but the annual pass holders, it's just more spread out and it's more sustainable and more stable. It's more consistent, So this whole notion, if you hear this online, you guys, it's total baloney. That the annual pass holders don't make Disney any money and they just want to get rid of, they want to purge the annual pass holders. That's complete nonsense. And this new press release doesn't prove that case at all, because they're not getting rid of like technically annual pass holders. They're just reinventing the program, right, into like more of a membership style thing. So anyway, I just wanted to get that off my chest. But I want to ask you guys, what do you think of this whole notion of a membership versus an AP? What are your thoughts on the canceling or sunsetting the current AP program? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a marvelous day. Bye-bye.